First of all, this platform has one agenda, and that is the African agenda, throwing light on the good, the bad, and the ugly across the continent. I do this in hope that one day, ladies and gentlemen, African countries can live in secured, peaceful, and prosperous continent where we can travel easily and live comfortably in any part of the continent we so desire, ladies and gentlemen. This is my number one agenda. And in that sense, the Nigerian government and the people must choose to wake the hell up. It's long overdue, and every well-meaning person on this continent must voice out their displeasure with some of their acts until we all force the hands of the Nigerian government to start acting right and make changes in their countries, ladies and gentlemen, because until that is achieved, we all have a problem on our hands.
One thing I'm always grateful and happy for today is that a lot of people are beginning to wake up to understand what most of us are talking about Nigeria, because it may seem as though when we Nigerians try to point out the flaws, the loopholes, the crimes and the actions and inactions of most Nigerians on the negative, you get it from the angle of, hey, you're a sellout, you're not supposed to say things about your country, you're not supposed to put your country down. But at the end of the day, the said Nigerians are the same people who will never come out to condemn the crime, the actions and inactions of their fellow Nigerians being committed all over the world, which is what has deteriorated to the point that when you go to South Africa, you go to Ghana, you go to almost all part of the world today, Nigerians are always disliked, not for any other thing but for their character, their attitude, the crimes they commit and perpetrate in most of these countries they find themselves. That is why at the end of the day, you might want to ask, is it now that it is Ghana, it is South Africa, it is every other African country that is the issue? Or what is that thing that most of these countries we have mentioned here and even outside the continent of Africa are always finding as issues with almost every Nigerian in their country? Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm about to react to is definitely going to be a video of a Ghanaian. I think I've featured him here. If you've not seen that video, kindly do so. Who actually came up again bluntly to state facts about the issues of Nigerians and what Nigerians should do, and as well that of South Africa. Not all, because at the end of the day we are not here to generalize, and what he thinks, his opinion and thoughts are towards South Africa as a people and as a government. Yes, and I would definitely point out some certain things right here in the course of this video as a Nigerian from the angle of a Nigeria. Now listen, I personally, in case you don't know, I am more focused on concentrating about the issues of Nigeria, the crimes, the actions of Nigerians, especially on the negative, because this is the reason why most of us are being looked a certain way, are being disliked. Not the word hate, because nobody hates anyone. People can always tell you your flaws, your mistakes, your errors, the things you do that they do not like, which is what most Nigerians are found guilty of. Then at the end of the day, you see them want to do the blame tactics of saying you hate us. Nobody, I believe at this point, hates any Nigerian. But listen good, the character, the attitude of most Nigerians in every country they find themselves, and it is coming from a Nigerian. So at the end of this video, I would certainly come back towards the end and give my final conclusions, input and opinion. But let's take the first part of this video and hear what this young man has to say. Like I said, we listen, we don't judge, without sentiment, emotions and bias, just stating facts and figures, nothing but the bitter and the brutal truth. Let's hear from this man and we'll be right back.
First of all, this platform has one agenda, and that is the African agenda, throwing light on the good, the bad, and the ugly across the continent. I do this in hope that one day, ladies and gentlemen, African countries can live in secured, peaceful, and prosperous continent where we can travel easily and live comfortably in any part of the continent we so desire, ladies and gentlemen. This is my number one agenda. And in that sense, the Nigerian government and the people must choose to wake the hell up. It's long overdue, and every well-meaning person on this continent must voice out their displeasure with some of their acts until we all force the hands of the Nigerian government to start acting right and make changes in their countries, ladies and gentlemen, because until that is achieved, we all have a problem on our hands. But at the same time, South Africa must grow the hell up. Ladies and gentlemen, they must grow the hell up and play the role of a true developed African country and stop with all the blame games going on. Your institutions are compromised and therefore unresponsive. And that's why, or that's where all the problems lies. Let's stop taking lives, whether they are in the wrong or innocent, and allow the laws to work in South Africa. This is no more a matter of online banters. It is real. So after I did a TikTok post on my stance on how South Africans are showing time and again by way of their actions that they don't really enjoy having black African nationals living and working in their country, the comment section went wild, ladies and gentlemen. That was followed up with messages to my DM, which included messages of insults and all of that. I get it. But when I went on live last night, for your information, on TikTok and interacted with some of the people with concerns from Nigeria and South Africa, two things were clear to me. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the two things that I got from all the conversations I had with these people from South Africa and Nigeria on my live last night. Number one, many Nigerians are never going to be apologetic about the actions of their fellow countrymen in South Africa. Many have chosen to target hate. The hate word has become an overly abused word, losing its true meaning. People just use it and overlook all the facts that has to do with how some Nigerians are being a menace in other countries, not just in South Africa. And number two is many South Africans have given up on resorting to law enforcement agencies in responding to the actions of such Nigerians who they suppose in criminal activities in their countries. Take a look at these two videos, ladies and gentlemen, from my TikTok live from previous days. Mubi.
Yes, hello, say how are you?
I'm doing excellent, my brother. What's happening?
Great man. I'm listening to you. Actually, I came here because I watched one of your videos,
Nice one. Are you South African?
Yeah, I'm South African, man. I'm South African.
Nice one. All right, so let me hear your part of the story. Is there something in particular that I said in the video that got your attention, and for that reason you want to come on this live? Let me know. I want to respond to that.
Exactly, man. I listened to your videos, but look, man, I'm not fighting. We're not fighting. We're just going to talk. We're going to share it. If I'm going to learn from you, maybe you're going to tell me things, they're going to make me to say things differently. But I just want to say something as a South African, you see.
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
You see, my brother, the problem is, let me talk for myself and the people that are around me that I know.
Sure.
I love foreigners. I don't have a problem with them. My best friend, the only friend that I have is from Burundi.
Okay.
He's the person, I'm very close to him. I've been supportive to him. He was not working. Today he's a qualified nurse. He's got a job. I'm no longer supporting him. He's very close to me. He's like a brother to me. Every day, you see. I know many Nigerians that I'm close to, Zimbabweans. I know there's very good people. But my brother, when they start to do, those who are foreigners in South Africa who do wrong things, it's hard for us as South Africans to not say anything about that. I'll give you an example. You see, if I live as a South African, I come to Ghana and I do wrong things. In Ghana, we have your own criminals. But me as a foreigner, I leave my country, I come to your country. First thing, I need to respect you. You see?
That's right. That is the right thing to do.
That's what I'm saying. So now what happens is, if the guys come to South Africa, they are welcome. But now they must expect that when they start to do wrong things, we are not going to say anything. I'm telling you from experience, man. I know I've been in the city in Durban for years. I know all the corners. It won't take me 30 minutes to show you more than 10 spots where you see a foreign man standing there selling wrong things to young boys. It won't take me long. And those things are happening publicly. People, they see that. And imagine the hate now that develops in them. You see, as you see people doing these things every day, they're being reported to the police. Nothing is happening. But at the same time, I'm not saying I support any killings of anyone. I think there is a better way this thing can be dealt with. But I'm trying to show you that this thing the hatred has developed so much.
My brother, what's up?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, my brother.
Hey, where are you from?
I'm from Accra, Ghana.
Hey, we have a problem, man. We have a problem, brother.
Hey, tell me about it.
These South Africans, I need somebody to call them back to order, man. These people have lost it. I'm telling you, these people have lost it. I don't know. I honestly don't understand. I don't know if it is the proximity to whiteness. I don't know if it is the Bantu educational system. I don't know if it is the politics. I don't know. I don't know if it is propaganda. There is something wrong. You know what I mean? Lately, there are so many events, that have led me to also believe that they have lost it down south. Our fellow Africans down south have lost it. First of all, they refer to Africans. They use the word foreigners. Yes. When they see you, they say you foreigner. That's immediately they start.
Yes.
Once they say,
no, they call you African. They call other Africans Africans.
No. Maybe you have not. Have you? I say they say foreigner. They call, let me tell you the words they use. I've been with them. Quere, abahambi. Hey. You know, these people, let me tell you, it's a very serious issue.
I know, bro. I've lived there. So they called me one time, they called me quere. I didn't understand. Then I asked somebody, what is quere? A very derogatory word for a foreigner.
All right, guys, I needed to pause this here. Because at the end of the day, like if you heard me from the beginning, what most Nigerians fail to understand is that we are our problems. And the reason why most people do not sit well with our actions and inactions is because of our character, our problems, our many issues that we are failing to point out to ourselves. And the hypocrisy in us that always put us more in deeper shit is one amongst the many reasons why at this point it is now an eye-opener to almost all country citizens to be so much infuriated by our actions and inactions. Like this man is saying, you will not beat a child and tell the child not to cry. Yes, South Africa has their issues, South Africa has their challenges, but at the end of the day, just like we have heard, is it enough reason for Nigerians to carry more of their problems and add to South Africa? Why is it that more of Nigerians are always acting up on the negative, burdening other countries? Like you go to Ghana, they are complaining. You go to South Africa, you go to outside the country. Someone even came to my inbox to say, do you actually know what most Nigerians do outside the continent of Africa? And I'm like, I'm not shocked, I'm not surprised, because I know and I understand, right? But ladies and gentlemen, at this point, let's hear the rest part of this video and I will come back to deliberate further.
There is no lying about this, no mincing words. Many Nigerians have chosen the path of leaving their country to go to other countries and directly indulge in working in areas of drug peddling, prostitution, and in some cases, kidnapping, even armed robbery. If you choose to sugarcoat this, it will be you are simply naive or dishonest or nonchalant about how people have suffered at the hands of such incidents from Nigerians, or maybe you are sexually involved with one. Because apart from that, the truth is the truth no matter where you go. Nigerians are on the watch list of every statistical crime sheet in the world. You can't tell me the entire world hate them or got it wrong. When a Nigerian comes to your country, ladies and gentlemen, and arrogantly brandishes money he's making off from criminal activity he's involved in and tells you your police can do nothing to me, or has the police in his pocket, you definitely won't take it lightly. This happens even in Ghana. For some of these reasons, many black non-Nigerians in South Africa have been mistaken for Nigerians and suffered attacks, and some shot dead. This has nothing to do with being smart or sharp when it comes to Nigeria. It's criminality and must be treated as such. This is the crux of the whole matter, ladies and gentlemen. South Africa already has an internal issue of crime to deal with. They are rated 7.18 as the third country in Africa with the most recorded crime cases, only behind the DRC and Nigeria. So fundamentally, South Africa has its own issues with internal crime to deal with, on top of its huge population of unemployed youth. Therefore, when a country like South Africa has to deal with all these internal matters and also put up with non-nationals matching them in their own countries in terms of crime, that is problematic, ladies and gentlemen. They may choose to use the non-nationals as pawns most times. That's what I think is happening in South Africa. Since their independence in 1994, the rest of Africa didn't allow them, I'm talking about South Africa, to find themselves. We began bombarding them with immigration influx because we helped them during their time of problems. And that is true. Even though we actually helped them get their freedom, the regular South African of today didn't see it, because in their township, like in Soweto, in places where they felt the pain, they didn't see us there struggle with them, except for stories they heard of how certain African countries accommodated their freedom fighters and supported them by raising funds for them. And in any case, they feel like they equally have given Africa their fair share of compensation by accommodating millions of us in their countries. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention to this part. We all have to take some time and realize nobody is actually benefiting in this. Nigeria government has neglected its role in holding its people accountable to their actions in their country for a long time. And now their people feel they can do similar things they do in their home countries in other countries. On the other hand, South Africa's government has to also realize that they are failing their people with a level of infiltration or corruption or corrupt actors in their internal security apparatus. Your police and immigration is just not functioning properly in South Africa. That's why the people feel left to their fate to deal with the crimes of Nigerians in your country. When perpetrators, get this point clear, when perpetrators or criminals are caught today and the next day they are back on the streets doing the same things they were caught the first time for, when criminals are reported to government agencies and they don't seem interested, I'm talking about those government agencies, don't seem interested in pursuing such issues, the people become agitated and helpless, and that's when they do what they do. These circumstances are not only found in South Africa, but in almost all African countries. Typically, when a notorious thief or armed robber is caught by the people, you know what we do to them, whether in South Africa or Nigeria. I don't need to tell you. So let's not pretend, and let's be careful of how to deal with this topic. Nigeria, you have to be responsible for your people, whether at home or overseas. They carve out the image people have of your country. There is no number of words that can replace people's actions. Every corner you turn in the world, it's Nigeria, it's Nigeria, it's Nigeria. And most times it's for the wrong reasons. Everybody knows it. What do you expect the general stereotype to be? When I lived in South Africa, I definitely feared for my life all the time because of the numerous crimes I saw done by South Africans against South Africans. But my main fear was because they always mistaken me for a Nigerian. The problem we are all having is when individuals from different African countries run from the mess in their home countries and start creating a mess in another country, or only complain about other countries' mess. That is the problem. First of all, who will build your countries for you when everybody is leaving? Who is responsible for cleaning up the mess when you are running away? People must wake up and the practical things done at this point. This idea of running to the few African countries that are doing well and abandoning our homelands will keep our countries perpetually poor and underdeveloped. This goes to all Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. To all Ghanaians, Nigerians, Cameroonians, Malians, Burkinabes, and most West Africans alike. South Africa is a crime-infested country, and you should know that already. Don't go there and add to their problems. They have a lot on their hands. Don't go there and be the one to solve their problems for them. That's for the South Africans and their law enforcement to deal with. Solve your own problems first in your own home countries. If the story were told right, Nigeria should have been the country far advanced and seen all these other African countries moving there, not the other way around. Nigeria is 64 years old this year. South Africa is 31 years old after independence. Ghana is 68 years, and both Ghana and Nigeria have far more natural resources than South Africa. So who should have been traveling to whose country? Let us all be honest. It's therefore time for all countries in Africa to go back to the drawing board and fix what's broken. South Africa needs to fix their youth unemployment challenges, their crime rate, their immigration, their police service, all those problems they have, they need to fix it. Nigeria needs to fix their economy, unemployment, corruption, security, and energy crisis. Ghana, we need to fix our unemployment problems, corruption, enforcement of law and order, and revise our national constitutions. These are the places we can all start from, ladies and gentlemen, and not just continue in the path of blame games while people's lives perishes. The rage from South Africans towards Nigerians, whether on the internet, in the beauty pageants, or in South Africa, is a real thing and it's getting out of hands. It is not similar to Ghana and Nigeria Jollof Bantes. It's different. We therefore need to start talking and see the ways forward before things get out of hand.
You have heard it all. South Africa, Ghana, the rest of them have their issues. And the irony of everything today, just like he has cited, is that if Nigeria actually have a lot of mineral resources like Ghana too, who is supposed to be traveling to whose country? Is it not a country that at least have little to no opportunities such as our mineral resources that is supposed to be flocking into the country Nigeria? How many South Africans do we have compared to Nigerians in the country Nigeria? How many Ghanaians do we have in Nigeria compared to the country Ghana? But on the contrary, in the opposite, you will see that majority of the immigrants, foreigners at the end of the day we have are what Nigerians. And to add up, you want to say, why is it that most Nigerians or most Africans get upset when they tell them that they are foreigners? Like, make it make sense. If you cross the borders of your country into another person's country, no matter the miles, no matter the distance, are you not a foreigner? Even when you are somehow naturalized as a citizen, the fact still remains that you were once a foreigner, right? And you might as well be regarded as a foreigner regardless, because biologically, historically, originally, you have a root where you're coming from. And to think of the fact that Nigerians are so eager, anxious to be, identified in other people's country as citizens, whereas they are not citizens, they are foreigners. And when you're being called foreigner, like the word kwere kwere, like I heard, foreigner, you are a foreigner, and a foreigner must be a foreigner. Kwere kwere or no kwere kwere, you are a foreigner. If I go to anybody's country and they call me a foreigner, I don't feel the need to be upset, because I am a foreigner. I am proud to be identified as a foreigner, and I'll be proud to identify with my country as a Nigerian, right? You see, even in the midst of all these darkest issues happening to Nigeria, I am still a proud and bona fide citizen of my country, Nigeria. I have never seen that thing or situation that will make me deny my identity, even if it's in the near case syndrome of what? Death. I rather identify as a Nigerian and face the warrant or whatsoever. I'm not saying, because why should I lie? Why should I deny my identity? Right? If I am in a country or anybody's country, I know why I am there, and the law states how long I will stay. And if I must stay there, I must stay there the right way. And why should I even go for a longest period of time, even though Nigeria is this bad, to inconvenience and overburden other people? I don't see myself in that limelight. And the earlier most Nigerians begin to think from a different angle, think from a different perspective, not to see themselves running away, leaving their country, just like you've heard. If everybody runs away from the country, Nigeria, who will build it? Now it's high time everybody now begin to speak up and scream out towards Nigerians, because I think at this point, it is only when they are being chased out like sheep and goats, that is when they will begin to realize that they are a burden to others. Ghanaians are already complaining and lamenting that it's a small place for them. Nigerian overburdening them with their numbers is not definitely going to be easy with them. It's not sitting well with them. The same thing as South Africa, like we've heard, who have their challenges as well. They need breathing space. These countries, other countries needs breathing space from Nigerians to fix themselves, to fix their shit. Because of the truth, no country is perfect. Every country have what they are dealing with. This is no hypocrisy or pretense. I always say these things. Now let Nigerians allow every country to fix their shit. Go back home to your country. If you're a Nigerian, go and fix your country. Imagine where everybody runs. No, who will be there to fix it? The leaders have already taken charge and taken advantage of our laxity and our loopholes, our fears, and we behaving as cowards. Only online banter, online shouting and making noise. That is why at the end of the day we'll never be taken seriously. But the earlier we go back home, go back to the drawing board, go back to the drawing book, just like we've heard, the better for each and every one of us. And let other countries breathe. Let other countries breathe. Let South Africa breathe. Let Ghana breathe. Let other Western European countries breathe. We are too much in our numbers in their country. We are choking them. We are suffocating them. It's high time we have everything and change. Make the change we see in other countries, take it back home and change and do better. Unite as one, come in our numbers and fix our country, because this embarrassment will not stop until we get it and get it right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I want to draw the line, because if you leave me, there are so many things I want to talk, but we've heard it all. Just like they've been said to South Africans, what do you think? And what do you think if you are a Nigerian, if you're a citizen of any country, about this video we have heard? Let me know your thoughts, your reactions, your opinion in the comment section, without sentiment, emotions and bias, constructively and respectfully. Let's keep it matured, right? Yes. And that is it for what we have for today. Keeping it real, happy, safe and blessed. And please do not forget to like this video. I need more people to see this video, so your likes matters. Share this video as well and subscribe if you like it on here. Until your girl Tando, aka Victoria Chinyere, I will see you in my next one. Do have a lovely, a blessed, a peaceful and a happy day. Ciao ciao.